boys, I've been waiting for this to show up. So this is the Nothing Phone 2. I'm about to unbox this bad boy. Hey, what's up, guys? Soldier Knows Best here. Ooh, that's a throwback to my intro. I haven't said that in a while. But yeah, here is the box. There's actually no plastic on here. They're trying to be very aware of the environment. So I appreciate that. And I know this is by design, but I hate having to rip through this beautiful top of the box here. But I have to do it, so let me do it. And oh, there we go. Now to get this outer layer off like so. And now we have another box here. Look at this. It's kind of raised up a little bit, so you have a little texture there. And this opens up just like a book, and I'm gonna cover some of the information for the phone up while I take it out. And we put that to the side for now. And let's take a look at what we get inside of the box, because something is unique this time, and this is not it. This is just paperwork. But in here, we're going to find the very unique SIM card ejector tool that I think it's the same one that they shipped with the Nothing Phone 1. Very unique. It actually is like a very cool design in itself, so I actually don't ever want to use it. But something they tease in their social media already is this new USB-C to USB-C cable. So let me get this thing unwrapped. And I mean, come on, just look at this. They didn't have to do this, right? I think the phone could sell itself, but look at that. So it's transparent. You can see the actual piece of the cable that's going to be going inside the phone, and also your charger that you're using, and it has nothing there in text. But now let's get to the phone. And they have a message for us that says, Earth First, Phone 2 has 53 parts made with sustainable materials. Its packaging is plastic free. And I know that this phone is going to be 8.6% less of a carbon footprint. So that's cool. They're really paying attention to the environment. So I like that. But now it's time to get this thing out of this paper. And I'm just going to rip it open. I'm not going to try to be sexy with this. And there we go. And let me turn it on the back. This is the sweet part here. This is what you're waiting for. Look at that. Very nice. This is their dark gray version, and it looks so nice. I got the white version for the first Nothing Phone 1 here. So this is the Nothing Phone 1 on the right, and then the Nothing Phone 2 here on the left. And the one big difference that I noticed already is the glass on the back of the Nothing Phone 2 is curved. Now, spec-wise, the Nothing Phone 2 here is bigger kind of all the way around. So with the depth, the height, and the weight is taller, is wider, and deeper, I guess. And then also it weighs a little bit more, coming in at 201 grams compared to the 193 grams of the Nothing Phone 1. But holding them side by side, none of that is a very drastic difference. So I don't mind that increase in size. And another thing is that you can see here when side by side with the Phone 1 that they made the kind of the middle part, or like the torso of the phone, thinner than the Phone 1. All right, so now I'm really putting my LASIK to the test here as I'm trying to see the differences in the backs of these phones. So you have that little indicator light on the back right-hand side. It's a line now instead of that circular dot. And then also the LED flash looks to be different. And also just there are some little touches that are different across the back of the phone. Still looks really nice. And of course, making its return this year is the glyph interface. So on the back of the phone, it can light up for notifications or phone calls, or you can use it as a flashlight. And so on the Phone 1, you had 16 addressable zones that could light up, but on this Phone 2, you have 33 zones. So you do have 10 new ringtones this year, in addition to the 10 original ones that are still on this. And so the best way for me to show you this and let you hear it is basically for me to just shut up and let it do its thing. But you can also use it as a countdown timer, which is pretty cool. And you have a quick toggle for that. So I can set it for a few seconds to a few minutes, and you can see it on the back countdown. And a couple of the new visual feedback features of this include a volume indicator. So you'll see the bar go up when you're changing the volume. And then also with the glyph progress, this will be actually integrations with third-party apps like Uber. So for example, when you do call in Uber, you'll see the progress of the Uber driver making its way to you as a bar on the back of the glyph interface. And And so more apps will be able to take advantage of this in the future. Oh, and then there's an upgrade to how this handles notifications. So now you get essential notifications. So when you get one of these essential notifications that you set up, there's a little bar on the back of the phone that will light up and stay lit up until you actually address that notification. And so I can set this up for something like the new Threads app. So follow me at Mark Watson, by the way. And then also I can have this set up for messages. So now when I send myself a text message like I'm doing now, that bar will light up until I turn the phone over and actually address it. So that's useful. But the big new thing that Nothing is going to be talking about a lot with the Glyph interface is going to be this new composer where basically you can make your own and also download others from like different musicians around the world that they will be adding. So I haven't done this yet. So we're going to do this live, or almost live for the first time here. All right, so let me turn the volume up so you can hear this fire that I'm about to make right now. So let me go ahead and start tapping and see what we can do. All right. So it's showing me what it looks like on the back of the phone, and I'm gonna tap randomly. So this is what it's gonna look like, but it's showing me here on the screen. So let me see what other sounds we got. All right, so that's the modem sounds. It looks like if I tap in here, I have some different other sound packs, I guess. So this is Bug. All right, then we go down to 606. Oh, I like that. Oh, ooh, that. Oh, okay. All right, that might be the one I make one with. Burr. What is this, Gucci Man? All right. All right, and now let's go to Dan. Dan the Man here. I like that one too. Let me do something with 606 here. I like that. So, all right, let me go ahead and hit the record button here. And yes, while using the app, allow. All right, here we go. I think it starts when I start tapping. All right, so let's go ahead and play this back. That's nice, man. This is fun. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing this. So let me save this, and I can name this. I can just leave that as that for now. And now I can set this as default. All right, default ringtone updated. So this is my ringtone. All right, so I can already tell that I'm gonna spend a lot of time messing around with this. So this is cool, man. This is a cool addition. It'll be cool to see what all you can do with this, and if you can share it. Let me see what these buttons up here. Okay, looks like I can share it. All right, so I will be able to share this to other people, and it makes a .ogg file there that I will be able to share. And again, I know they will be having some musicians who make their own beats and stuff that you will be able to download, I believe, from this same composer section right here. And while this thing is booting up and I go through the setup process, let me talk about the specs of this phone. So the most notable upgrade is to the chipset. So now this phone has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. And not that long ago, this chipset was in all of the flagship phones that cost around $1,000 and even more. But let's talk about RAM and storage. So this comes with either 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, and then you can go up from there with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, and then also 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. And so yeah, with this Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, they're saying that the phone 2 will have an 80% improvement in performance compared to the phone 1. And then this does have a bigger battery this year. So the Nothing Phone 1 had 4,500, but this one has a 4,700 milliamp hour battery. And this does support 45 watt wired charging with that cool see-through cable. So 0 to 100% in just 55 minutes. And then it also supports 15 watt wireless charging. So that will get you 0 to 100% in 130 minutes. And then you also get 5 watt reverse wireless charging. So you can place a pair of earbuds that has a wireless charging case on the back of this phone and recharge them that way. And this also has triple microphones, dual stereo speakers, and also a water resistance level of IP54. Now let's talk about the screen. So the screen is bigger than the Nothing One screen. So Nothing One had a 6.55-inch screen, but this one is a 6.7-inch screen, and this is LTPO OLED display. Oh, and this still is a flat display. And it is an 120 hertz display, just like the Nothing One screen, but it is better because it has a variable refresh rate that can go all the way down from 120 to 1 hertz, whereas on the Nothing Phone 1, that can only go down to 60 hertz. So you have a little bit of range there, and that will help overall with the battery life. And the screen is also brighter this year, so it has a brightness of 1000 nits and a peak brightness of 1600 nits, compared to the Nothing Phone 1 that had a brightness of 500 nits and a peak brightness of 1200 nits. And you still have a fingerprint scanner that lives underneath the display, but you can still use the front-facing camera for face unlock. And speaking of the front-facing camera, they did move the position from the top left-hand corner on the Phone 1 to now it is centered here on the Phone 2. And since we're here, let's go ahead and talk about the camera specs. So the front-facing camera is bumped up from 16 megapixels on the Phone 1 to now coming in at 32 megapixels. And on the back of the phone, you will find two cameras. So you have the main wide-angle camera coming in at 50 megapixels, and also you have an ultra-wide camera coming in at 50 megapixels. And some other things about the cameras is that on the back, you will have optical image stabilization, electronic image stabilization, motion capture 2.0, which will be able to take photos of moving subjects better. And for zooming capabilities, you will have 2x super res zoom. And so Nothing has also put an 18-bit image signal processor inside of this phone, or ISP, and they say that it's capable of capturing 4,000 times more camera data than the Phone 1. And you combine that with their advanced HDR, which they're saying that it can capture 8 frames with one particular scene versus just the 3 frames with the Phone 1. You should expect to get better photos overall. So I'm showing you some photos right now. You let me know what you think about the photos down in the comments below. And video formats have improved as well. So now you can record up to 4K 60 frames per second with the two cameras on the back, and that's up from 4K 30 from the Phone 1. And with the front-facing camera, you can record 1080p at 60 frames per second, and that's up from 1080p at 30 frames per second on the Phone 1. All right, so it decided to cool down a little bit out here in St. Louis, so I brought the show outside, but I'm actually recording this part a few days later from my unboxing because I wanted to spend some time with the new Nothing OS 2.0 software on this phone. And the major changes with this OS is going to be with how things look on your phone. So right now, I have the Nothing Icon Pack enabled. So this basically turned all of my app icons black and white, and it looks really nice, really cool look to it. And so right now I'm showing you this icon pack in the dark theme, but you can also turn that off, and now you can see it's still black and white, but the major color or the primary color is going to be white. So still looks good. I would probably change the background of my phone to something that's a little bit darker, but I'm gonna go back to the dark theme. But you can switch up the icon packs if you want just by going to settings, customization, icons, and then now you can go to default, which will turn all of the app icons back to normal. And then you can also do color, which turns some of them back to normal, like my Facebook and Messenger and Instagram and stuff. But a lot of the icons still remain to be black and white, but I'm gonna keep it on the Nothing for now. And then below that, I have another clock widget, and then I also have one that says battery share. So of course, battery share is for when you do want to place another phone or something else that supports wireless charging on the back of your phone. But this is normally a quick action that you have to swipe down from the top to be able to activate. But now Nothing gives you an option to have a widget of any quick action that they have available. So if I wanted to, I can tap and hold on this and then hit this little icon to change which quick setting is going to be in this particular widget. And you can see you have a lot to choose from. And so I can go ahead and set this to alarm. And if you are one of those people like me who likes to use alarms as my reminders and stuff, you can now just tap on this widget and boom, you can go ahead and navigate and change up your alarms and stuff. So I like how easy it is. And then also on the bottom here, you can see that some of the widgets will turn red when you do have them activated, like the dark theme widget there, and then also do not disturb. So when I turn that off, it'll go back to black and white. And then now when I turn that on, it will turn red again. And something else getting an upgrade are the way the folders look and function. So basically I have two folders on my home screen now. They are circular, and I can tap on any one of those icons or this little button here that's showing like 4 dots to be able to see all the rest of the apps that are in that particular folder. But I can also customize these. So I can tap and hold in the middle and then go to customize. And now I can choose the default layout, which will have 3 of those apps available with just one tap, but then I can tap on the ones in the bottom right-hand corner to go and see the rest of the apps in the folder. This one will have 8 apps readily available for you to be able to tap, but then you also have one called cover. So this will add like a cover that you see for a book, but it's for your folder. So now you can see that you have different icons here at the bottom that you can tap. So this one is like the messages icon. So if you wanted to add all of your messaging apps in one folder, you can add this cover to it so you know exactly what it is. But you also have a bunch of different other
other, emojis and stuff that are on the phone that you can change this cover photo to. But over here, I added a bunch of my gaming apps into this gaming folder right here. And I have this camera icon for this folder that I use to house all of my different apps that I use to capture content and stuff. And they've also revamped the way the lock screen looks in Nothing OS. So now you can go into settings, lock screen, and now you can add more lock screen widgets to your screen. And these widgets have different sizes. As you can see with this clock one, it's going to take up one of those spots there, and I can add this one. And then now if I take that off and add this bigger one, this one is going to take up 4 of those spots here on this screen. So you have 8 to work with. So as you can see, that's how it's going to look. And then now if I wanted to add one of the quick settings down here, I normally choose one of the smaller ones here. And now I can choose this for Wi-Fi. And then now I can add another one, and I can choose another one here for do not disturb. And then now I can choose the last one here for maybe battery saver mode. And so now this is how this will look on your lock screen. So let me go ahead and go to my lock screen, and now boom, you can see those widgets up there along with the notifications at the bottom. All right, y'all, so I'm so glad I didn't drop that. But yeah, this has been my unboxing, my first look, my first impressions, all of those things here of the new Nothing Phone 2. But I do have some more coverage of this phone, the cameras and everything else with it coming very soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll know exactly when I drop that new stuff. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.